You know what time it is? It's more spooky times. But probably not spooky times. Because where we are in the story isn't really the spookiest. Well, for now. So, I don't know. I think we'll do a little bit. But I have no clue how far we're gonna get. So, I don't know if we're gonna hit spooky today or not. But, you know, we're just gonna go and see how it goes. Um, what did we do? Right, the freaking tips that I skipped. I should probably go back and do those, honestly. Oh. Yeah, so we're gonna go back and just do these tips real quick. Yeah, seems to be more tips than last time. Not yet. Not yet. But maybe. Is there really a Shion? Huh? Mion-san's family? Yeah. More broadly, I was just wondering if she had any brothers or anything. Hey Brad, what's up? I was actually wondering whether her younger twin sister named Shion really existed. My curiosity got the better of me, so I quietly asked Satoko about it. It is soon to- well, no, it is Spooktober. That's why I got these little fancy lights set up now. Just a little bit, just a little spooks happening. I wonder. She might not. She wasn't being very clear about it. Great. Heckin' being secretive. Has Satoko never gone over to Mion's house to play? Oh heck. Yeah. From your reaction, I'm guessing you never met any? Yes. I've never seen any of her relatives except for her grandmother. As far as I could tell, there were already dark clouds over Shion's real theory. Rika would know more than I. You would do well to ask her. Setsuko waved to Rika-chan, who was basking in the sunlight. Yeah. Yep, the spookiest Halloween. Rika, do you know anything about Mion-san's family? Rika-chan was surprised at the sudden question. Mi has a big family, so I don't really know anything about them. That many, huh? For example, is there anyone named Shion Sonozaki? Oh, well, I might have heard wrong, so she might not actually exist, but... You mean Shion exists? Huh? That was unexpected. So she was real. Their names are quite similar, you know. I could get tongue-tied trying to tell the difference. I've heard she's Mi's younger twin sister, but I haven't met her too many times. Rika-chan knew a bit about her as well, but hadn't seen her much. Schizophrenia. Nah, she's real. She's real, dude. We're doing investigations about her delusions, and seems to be real, right? I think I met her once at a funeral a few years ago. She's not in this class, so maybe she goes to school in Okinomiya. She may live there too. Mion-san herself lives apart from her family with her grandmother, after all. She didn't live with her parents? That was a bit odd. Is there something between them? It's a very complicated family. She seems to have many relatives. There are doubtless many different circumstances. For now, I learned that she has a younger twin sister named Shion, but her family structure, including her own position, still seemed very mysterious. Oh, what are the three of you talking about? Let this old man in on it. No, nothing. Oh, Mion-san, you've come at a good time. Might it be true that you have a younger twin sister? Oh, Mion. Crap. A younger sister? Well, yeah, I do. Mion grew uncharacteristically red in the face at a loss. I think she's looking at me. Oh, wow. Oh my, I had no idea. What kind of person might she be? I would very much like to meet her sometime. You shouldn't bother. She's not cute at all. She's really conceited. Besides, I've been talking to her on the phone once in a while. I haven't seen her for a long time either. Why did it look like she was in such a panic? It's like she was declaring that Shion from yesterday was actually a fake. No! What? Anyways, this was pretty funny, so I let go a little while longer. Another Mion under the name of Shion. Will I be able to see her if I go to that restaurant again? I had a mysterious feeling as if I had made a new friend despite knowing that she and Mion were the same person. Oh, they're not? So Keiichi, stop. Stop with the lying to yourself. They're not the same person. As much as you don't want to believe it, another person actually exists, because twins exist! Oh my god. An introduction to Angel Mort, which is the freaking cosplay place, I think. Reprinted from The Vicious War Photographer's Guide, April issue. Complete Conquest Analysis. Family Restaurant Chapter. Ah, gotcha. Yeah, you go do the stuffs that you need to do. Be responsible. Now, at last, we come to the blazing hot third day. To Angel Mort, a super famous restaurant at the envy of all enthusiasts, despite being located in the remote Shishibone city of XX Prefecture. Why exactly do most famous stores avoid the center of human habitation? It can only be because it is a trivial given to us by the god of war photography. What? It's famous locally for having the best desserts in town, but that matters not to us. If you want expensive desserts, then you can just go to a censored place or huh? What? We aim not for sweet treats, but for sweet uniforms. The fragrant aroma of sweat wafts from these obligatory wages uniforms, creating no less than a public torture device. How can their bashful flirtation be on par with all the other restaurants with cute uniforms across the country? War photography hunting. Away! Jesus Christ, that was awful. Oh, there's more. Oh my god, there's more. Literally, yeah, exactly. Smoking areas are the real superpositions. Aim for your chance at them with the tenacity of an octopus. Ryu, yesterday I failed to get a seating. Today I will aim for the ultimate golden seat, the corner box in the smoking area. Taku are very overwhelmingly non-smokers. So I'll procure a spot in the smoking area and set up camp there. Really? Otaku are non-smokers usually? It's expected of Ryu, the hunter. He's saying his victory was decided the moment he chose his seat. In actuality, Ryu used the same tactic during the grand opening of Akihabara's blah 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 and succeeded in getting the best seats in the house. Back then, he also went early in the afternoon, just after the lunch rush. Not only did he find his target seat empty, he also obtained it with ease. By utilizing tricks such as ordering a little at a time, he effectively increased the number of opportunities for engagement, carefully scoping out his chance for a picture. But, as if cursed by that, from the day before, the god of war photography did not smile upon him. God of war photography? Is that like panty shots? Oh, come on. For suffering successive firm defeats until 3 p.m., he finds no chances coming his way. After 4 p.m., a man began to take his orders. It looked as though he has been seen through. It is the rule of a hunter to withdraw with grace once marked. Ryu. My aim was perfect, but the fork technique I used at 2:30 seemed to have backfired. Maybe they were wary since I sat at a booth and left my bag on the floor. My camera was already hidden in my oh my god. Oh, that's really what they're doing, isn't it? Might fossilize in there. There were 2-digit EGs involved for sticking here half the day. I'd have a high encounter rate. I am mortified. Even though we still got a few pieces of gold, as to be expected from the hunter. He attained this nice angle despite laminating his failure. He is an artisan. Oh, this is awful. This is actually the worst. This isn't a tip at all. We're not learning anything new from this. Nothing that could solve a mystery. Like, you think any panty shots could solve any mysteries? Ugh. More surprising, though, is that the uniform conquest across Japan has yielded not a single arrested person. Oh! Oh my god! Yeah, tip, don't do this. What an amazing start for a hunter who brags about having been to approximately half the total prefectural police stations in the country. That thing the day before. The day before, our hunter took on the Shrine Maiden Cuisine XX in Nagoya. His hunter spirit showed through too zealously, and as soon as he entered the store, he was seen through, placed in a booth, and waited on by a head priest. Despite waiting half a day, the much-anticipated Shrine Maidens appeared only at the time of his first order. Seriously huge blunder for a hunter. Now then, here we have the giveaway of a hunter's original photographs that we always receive such high praise. We'll present one passionate reader with 3 all-you-can-eat low-angle pictures of the Angel Mort uniforms, chosen by the hunter himself. Such blazing hot pictures, you too can become a war photographer. Oh god, why? That was effectively the worst one. ever. It was literally like just bragging. How do I shut up? No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Never, never. Anyway, we're gonna actually start the plot and see if anything actually happens. I think it's a bit more fast-paced than the last one. I think. See, look, hold on. Why do you need 10 folders of save files? It's not like you make any decisions anyway. Like, seems kinda pointless. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Listen up, everybody. If you don't take cooking seriously, somebody's going to get hurt. This is part of your education as well, so don't fool around and do it seriously. You're lazy, yeah, we'll have to do the class in response. Half the school day today was going to be home economics. Ooh! Okay, I really liked home economics. I took it in high school. The plan was for everybody to make curry rice and give it to the forest rangers who let the building be rented out as a school. I'm here, what's up? You missed a tip that was really hecking awful. But that's about it. That's about it. If everybody were making curry in the same pot, it would have been more of a party-like atmosphere, but this was school, after all. Excluding the youngest students, each of us would be making our own curry, with the results being judged. Alright, everybody. It may be that nowadays curry is an easy meal anybody can make, but it has its roots in traditional Indian cuisine. Even though we've altered it a bit in Japanese style, it is instilled with the knowledge and culture of ancient India. Absolutely do not neglect that fact. Which one? Oh god. It was just a tip explaining how people take panty shots in Angel Mort. Oh, it was freaking horrible, dude. It was bad. It was, as he say, down bad. I'll have words with anybody who doesn't take this seriously, so be prepared for that. It seemed like a needlessly passionate sermon on curry. Well, whatever. Can't do that. You have to care about your food, you know? At least a little bit. It's rumored that Chi-sensei has devoted her life to curry. She'll probably be a pretty strict judge. As long as you're not failing, your grade in home ec doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter at all. I wouldn't say that if I were you. The teacher's a tyrant when it comes to curry. That happens all the time over there. Oh, stop. Just because it happens doesn't mean you should talk about it in such a positive light. You know? What the heck does that even mean? A curry tyrant? Never heard of that before. You see, our notably mild-mannered teacher, for some unfathomable reason, is a stickler for curry. Unyieldingly so. Yeah, it's said that every year she goes on a journey to India to research mythical curry. Wow. This is just a rumor, but it seems like she eats curry rice 3 meals a day, and if she occasionally has something else, it always has to be curry-flavored. That's not unyielding, that's unnatural. Is she part of an evil cult or something? A curry cult. Besides, doesn't curry top the list when it comes to junk food? Curry 3 times a day is just weird nutritionally speaking, and doesn't really matter. Dun dun dun. Bedded into the table right by my fingertips, a chef knife, ladle, and spatula hum gently as they still quivered. The teacher, while mixing her own pot, was looking this way, smiling. Oh, Kate-chan, shush! If you say any more, you'll be sleeping with the fishes. Saying even a little bit more would make my situation a lot more dire. Yeah, just be serious and make your curry properly and everything's good, right? I don't think it's going to be that easy today. Look, Mi-chan is... Switting all over her face. Playing the field is even, we're being judged. There's no way this won't turn into a competition. Exactly. Looks like we're all on the same page. It's a cooking contest. I knew it. There's no way Mion will leave such an enticing event alone. How shall we determine the victor? By how the teacher judges it? As if saying, but wait, there's more! The teacher reappeared with the principal in tow. The purpose of today's event is to show appreciation for the people at the forestry service, so they'll be judging the results with me. Yep, your teacher and I, as well as 5 people from the forestry industry, will be judging your cooking. How, 5 people? That's like 5, 6, 7. 7 judges. Seems like a bit much. Good luck to everyone. Even the principal. Looking around, it seems that the interest of everybody in the class had been piqued. Please tell me you get a prize or something. So that's what happened. That's what's happening. This isn't just gonna be some casual curry cook-off.
Ren is good at making curry. I'm not gonna lose today. My grade in cooking is in a group, so I'm together with Rika.
Doesn't take anything bad said about curry. Ah. Well, that's unfair. I'm pretty sure that Rika's good at cooking.
My curry is so tasty, I'll send shivers down your spine.
What about Mion? She doesn't seem like she's too good at cooking. Her type has always been bad at this kind of thing, but Mion continued to look unconcerned. I'll tell you what Kate-chan is thinking right now. Mion is definitely bad at cooking. Am I right? I don't like the way she said that. It couldn't be. Mion couldn't possibly. Tomboys aren't supposed to be good at cooking. At that moment, the teacher's whistle sounded. Alright, everybody, are you ready? Be very careful with the knives. Start. Call to arms had sounded. Oh, God. Yeah, I bet Keiichi loses. Always. We had to use an outdoor kick to cook the rice, but it wasn't that difficult for a camping veteran like me. Oh, wow. Put the rice into the canister, push your palm onto the bottom, and fill it with water just above the wrist. Wow. Are you alright with that?
Are you alright with only that much water? If you don't put in more, it could be bad.
You filthy liar. If I put in any more, I'll be left with some half-cooked porridge. Satsuko, if that's meant to be a trick, it won't work. I'm used to cooking rice with these utensils. First starts to bubble, then the steam starts to puff. And I don't take the lid off the lid no matter what.
Keiichi-kun, you're amazing. This is a little unexpected. Did you learn this at summer camp?
My dad really liked to go camping, see? Whenever summer comes around, our family goes a lot. Oh. Wow. So this means everybody's good at cooking. Everybody's good at cooking the rice. In other words, the critical part of this challenge will be the curry.
Curry is Rika's specialty. We'll cream you all.
You lost me at Rika's. Why don't you help with the cooking too?
Maybe Setsuko-chan is helping the most by doing nothing at all.
Oh wow.
It's justify the means. I just have to win.
Oh my god, well. It's a pretty malicious comment for Rena. Setsuko took it hook, line, and sinker. Rena could only apologize between fits of laughter while chasing Satsuko around, while Satsuko chased her around. What the heck? Well now, should we move on to the curry? For now, the battle truly begins. After rinsing off the carrots, potatoes, and other standard vegetables, I grasp a knife. Gulp.
What today's curry taste like?
As Rena hummed along, her very well-practiced hands wielded her knife. Rhythmical sound of the knife hitting the cutting board harkened the kind images of days long past. Simply put, it was perfect. It was so calm and practiced, they seriously don't stand a chance. I looked over Setsuko and Rika-chan. Well, I guess if it's only then... it's not like one winner. I guess it's just the lowest. So I think Keiichi still stands a pretty good chance. I looked over at Setsuko and Rika-chan. Setsuko was in charge of washing the vegetables, while Rika-chan was in charge of peeling them. That's what I heard being discussed, but Rika-chan's knife skills are something else as well. She's happily rotating the potato and peeling it quite quickly. On top of that, the peels span the entire potato. What was that called again? Katsurakumi? What? Katsuramuki. Right. Part of peeling a vegetable in one loop around like that is a highly regarded technique. Yep. She picked up the peel from the skin and carved a pair of eyes into it with her knife.
It's a steak. Roar.
Saying that she placed the longly peeled potato skin on top of the head of a boy from her group. She wasn't even breaking a sweat. When it comes to Rika-chan and cooking, I couldn't even hold a candle to her. But, roar? Do snakes really make that sound? Yeah, East. Exactly. Alright then, how's Mion doing? She's definitely just fumbling along. There's no way she can peel a potato so effortlessly like that. Absolutely no way. This can't be. You've got to be kidding me. This is a trick. She's using special effects. Where's the wire? She's definitely using a wire. Oh god. Here, take a look-see. So she'd already won. Mion probably showed me the elongated potato skin. Gross.
You didn't know, Keishi? Mi was taught how to cook by her grandma. Not just cooking, from sewing to flower arrangement to playing the koto, from marksmanship to radio operation, even helicopter piloting is just one of the myriad of things she can do.
Strangely enough, the latter items were more realistic. Really? Helicopter piloting, huh? It's the first few items on the list that seemed like a lie. She's actually really good at cooking. It's just a hassle that she never does it though. Oh, okay. Damn it. I'm also really good at cooking, especially Chinese food.
Keiji, boiling something and putting it into a bowl doesn't count as cooking.
Oh, stop gatekeeping cooking, Rena. You can't do that. So what if I put something... Though I've never seen any in real life. You've never seen any snakes in real life? I guess it's because I live in the south. There's a lot of little rascally creatures all over the place. I've seen quite a few snakes in my day. Shut down before I could even say it.
Oh ho ho, too bad for you. Today Keiichi-san shall be assertively languishing in defeat all alone.
Clank. Tough words from someone who can't even cook by herself. Oh, heck.
Oh, Rika. There. I'll destroy Keiichi for you.
Oh, really? This does not look good. Everybody's smirking at me. Don't raise a white flag yet, Keiichi Maibara. Don't throw away this match. Calm down and think. Not about how to peel these potatoes well, but how to win this challenge. There's too many people watching. I'm gonna work at another sink. Saying only that, I gathered up all the vegetables and left the spot behind.
Will Keiichi-kun be alright? I'm worried he might cut himself with his knife.
I've seen this one. Have you? Let's see what Kei-chan is doing. No matter how hard I try peeling these, if I slip up at this speed, I'll lob my fingers right off. Then there's only one thing left to do. Kimitaka-kun, Okamura-kun! Oh, you guys were in a group before, huh? There's the two underclassmen that had become my sworn brothers ever since that event at the Toy Store last Sunday. They had been paired with two girls from the group. Yep, both the girls are pretty good at cooking. Both of us can just mess around and we'll be okay. Oh, wow. Both of them pointed at the girls. They're not as good as Rena, but they were both good enough at handling a knife. I'll get straight to the point. At this rate, I'm gonna lose this contest. Give me the vegetables your group has peeled already. Oh, wow.
Mamayabara-san, that's pretty much theft. But depending on what's in it for us...
In other words, it depends on the terms of negotiation. Quite bold of you guys, but that's to be expected. Let's do this. If I win, I'll let you eat the curry that Satsuko and Rika-chan groups makes. How about that? I don't know about that. Both of them were hesitant after such a weighty proposal. Just one more push seems to be in order. Very well then, let's make them an offer they can't refuse. Put both of them close by my shoulders and made them an offer in a hushed voice. Oh god, what is it? Of course, that includes the part that Sakato and Rika-chan have already eaten, so oh my god. Heckin' gross. I'll even throw in the spoons. Jesus Christ, heckin' gross. Red mist spouted vigorously from the noses of the two underclassmen.
Keiichi-san is also pretty good at this. There's some very nice potatoes.
Having brilliantly cleared the vegetable peeling challenge, I returned to comrades in triumph.
Whoa, amazing. Keiichi-kun's peeling is really good.
That's not quite right. What Kei-chan has bared isn't a potato, but his fangs. Yeah, I'm super serious about this. I'll crush you all. Having finished preparing with the vegetables, next is a boiled pot of water and add vegetables in order of which take longest to cook. I learned this part from my mother when we went camping. But just cooking in order probably won't garner a lot of points. Look over at Rika, she has a variety of vegetables cooking together in a delicate balance. She wasn't being ambitious or calculating a way to win the game. She was making delicious food with a mother's touch. Whoa. I have a feeling that I could somehow compete with Mio in terms of technique, but I would be no match for Rena. She was way out of my league.
When my mother makes curry, you see, she always uses a lot of ingredients. That's why Rena's curry uses a lot of ingredients as well. I really want to take all night and stew it nice and slow. Oh,
I beg of you, will you please just help a little with my curry?
no.
God. Savage.
This is one of our club activities. Rena won't lose.
Ugh, when she enters club mode, when the normally kind Rena becomes an enemy. Looks like Rika-chan is cooking apples as well. Ugh, she's a pro at this. How about Mion? What? Mion, you? What the heck is that? Where did you get meat from? I predicted what we'd be doing today by looking at the schedule, so I prepared accordingly. My curry is going to be marvelous. On closer inspection, looks like Mion brought her own vegetables and spices and other ingredients. They're spread all over the place. Is that illegal? That's like, in a competition, that's illegal, right? You have to only use what they provide. Mion, just for today, you brought all this stuff from your house. Objection! Chie-sensei, there's no way this can be allowed, is it? Objection overruled. As long as it makes for delicious curry, anything goes. For that normally mysterious teacher to go so far as to append a star to the end of her sentence. As the rumor said, she's a through and through curry freak. Rena and Rika-chan are naturally gifted chefs. Have come through with thorough preparations. And Kei-chan, what about you? It's hopeless. In the grand scheme of cooking, peeling the vegetables is only a small part of it. Hurdles I must overcome are just too numerous and too high. What does a star sound like? Maybe? No, that's a freaking knife noise. Mayabara-san, over here. Turning around, I saw the voices calling to me. Belonged to the 200 classmen from earlier, Tomita Nakamura-san. What's up, you guys? What's with that pot? Is that from your group? Switch this with your pot before somebody knows this is. I think that the curry the girls from our group made, at the very least, is better than what you could make. Yeah. You guys, for me? Don't get the wrong idea. If you don't win this, then we, that is... Oh, that's right. If I don't win, then the talk of eating Satsuko and Rika-chan's curry goes right out the window. Seems like you guys are getting riled up about this too. Sorry. I'm in your debt. But I'm surprised that the girls in your group agreed to this. Mayabara-san, we're also serious about it. Yeah, probably. Filling in on day duty 3 times. These guys, to assure me victory, have paid the price. Oh, wow. The gaze filled with burning conviction from my underclassmen. Yeah, I'm not fighting this alone. I'm fighting this with everyone. Leave it to me. Save some room, boys. I'll definitely let you eat your fill. We shall be eagerly awaiting your victory. God, he has his own little cheer squad, honestly. The gas stove, so controlling the heat is easy. All that's left is to stew it a bit. The delicious smell of curry began wafting upwards. The pot gifted to me by my 200 classmates certainly drew some double takes. Rena even looked surprised when she came to take a look, so it must be pretty good. Kei-chan, you're pretty good. It looks like this will be a good match right to the bitter end.
Rena wants to eat Kei-chan's curry. Curry. Rena's curry and Mion's curry too. Everybody's a worthy opponent. I've done my very best, but I'm not sure about the outcome. Keiichi-san, Rika's calling you. Go see what she wants.
What? Rika-chan's calling me? What could it be? Well, whatever. While I'm at it, I can gather some intelligence on the enemy. Rika-chan was doodling on the ground in front of the pot. Because all that's left is to let it stew. Even then, it's good to know she doesn't leave the stove unattended. Hey Rika-chan, how's yours doing?
It's Mr. Curry.
Huh? Rika-chan was doodling something strange and introduced it as Mr. Curry.
Mr. Curry is amazing. He shoots beams from his eyes. Pew pew!
Apparently Mr. Curry shoots beam from his eyes. Drawing a beam with a stick, she edged a line towards my feet. Does this mean I've been shot with a laser? Whoa! Barrier! Beam reflect! Took another stick in my hand and reflected the beam, striking Mr. Curry.
Mr. Curry can shoot missiles from his stomach. Shoo!
Wow! Mayabara's super electromagnetic barrier! And retractolatory beam!
Mr. Curry absorbs the beam energy and fires his impulse wave cannon.
Rika-chan and I scratched the ground, thoroughly engrossed in our doodle war. Wait a moment. Hey Rika-chan, you called me here for a reason, right?
Yes, I called you.
Literally LARPing. Hey, LARPing is pretty good fun, you know? I used to do that when I was small. But I guess we all did, didn't we?
Yes, I called you, but I think I've already fulfilled my purpose.
That moment a chill ran up my spine. Is it because to take him away from the curry and let it like overheat already fulfilled her purpose? They got me. Headed back to my pot, standing there just as I feared with Satoko. No questions asked, I drop-kicked the back of her head. Oh my god.
Well, what do you think you're doing? You know better than to do that to a lady's head.
Who cares about that? Satoko, did you mix in something with my curt?
How impertinent. I haven't fallen that far. Despite what you think, I'm a fair person, you know.
What's this incomprehensible line of ladles and plates? Leaving them all these unstable positions. If they fall over, what will you do? That moment, a gentle breeze blew by, knocking over the ladle that was stood up on its end. Oh god, that ladle like a domino fell over and knocked over the next utensil in a row. Wop 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 wop, plague plague, thud thud. This is art. Come to think of it, Domino World Record Challenges were quite a rage on television a while back. Kei-chan, the frying pan! I didn't even have time to react. The chain reaction knocked over a cutting board, then a frying pan, then after that was my pot. Aww. Crash. Oh, that sucks. Literally, that's what she did. She contaminated it. She literally, wow. The fry pan struck my pot full force, tipping it over. The contents crudely spilled out. Now my masterpiece was being sampled by the schoolyard. Stared, dumbfounded. Such a beautiful and elaborate mousetrap. For that moment, I lost touch with reality.
Oh my, this is a catastrophe. I didn't do anything, you hear me?
Okay, this is too far. Out of all the pranks she's pulled, this is definitely too far. You know, at this point, you're not even having a competition if you just eliminate them like that. You know? This is the most cruel thing she's done. Ugh. The very last moment, I had my guard down. I ignored the culinary incompetent Satsuko for far too long. Even if she couldn't cook, Satsuko still had this method of fighting back. Just then, Rena, who seemed to be sampling her own pot, let out a scream.
What? Rena's curry is salty? Salty?
Was Rena also sabotaged? Then what about Mion? Oh god.
My rice is salty! I've been had. Oh, with this, my obstacles in my way have been taken care of before the fight even begins.
Wow.
All that effort wasted.
God. Look, sabotaging it is one thing, but tipping it over and ruining it is another thing. We're literally wasting food, you know? In a small village, you need to take all the food you can get, you know? That's just...
So sad, so sad. So very, very sad.
Rika-chan and Satsuko's rubbed my dumbfounded head to their heart's content. Cruel. Absolutely cruel. Pushing the desk together, it was time for the meals to be judged. The delicious odor of curry spread throughout the courtyard. Members of the forestry service, to whom we owed gratitude for their daily work, were guided to their seats. Principal gave a bit of some ceremonial introduction. Next, the teacher expressed her desire for them to judge the curry contest. The men from the forestry service seemed to like that kind of thing and gave their enthusiastic approval. Well then, is everybody finished? We'll now have the judges sample your cooking. Yeah, true, they do have a city next door. Right, but it's like an hour away or something. Everybody in the class brought up their painstakingly made curry and arranged them on the desk. The only club members who managed a decent result were Rika-chan's group. Knowing full well it was a failure, Rena placed her curry for the judges. She already knew she was going to get a low score. Yeah, everyone's going to get a low score. But at least she was able to serve hers. Both Mion and my curry were completely obliterated. Couldn't even line them up on the table. Judges started from the curry made by the lower grades. They had lively discussion praising the food. Finally, it was our curry's turn. Next up is Ryugu-kun's curry. Yes, this looks quite appetizing. The principal cheerfully shoveled a spoonful of Rena's salty curry into his mouth. Of course, his expression immediately changed. Oh my, what happened, Ryugu-san? Seemed so delicious when you were cooking it. Chie-sensei must have had some expectations, judging from her disappointment. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. must have added a bag of salt by accident.
The rest of the judges grimaced after they each had a bite. Feel sorry for them. Failure is but the seasoning for success. I'm looking forward to next time. Do your best. Saying that, the principal devoured the rest of over-salted curry in one go. Truly a man amongst men. Rena was down and out. Her offensive capabilities were something else, but she was defeated due to her weak defense. Well then,
please save our curry next.
See that Furude's group has put a lot of effort into their curry. Let's see here. It's simple, but very nicely done. There was also an incident with Rena's salted curry right before this, so the judge's assessment was extraordinarily high. Right, yeah. Maybe not just extraordinary, but perhaps today's forerunner? Judges began a heated debate. One of those judges let out a sigh as he removed a chunk of carrot with a spoon. Yeah, this kid's curry really isn't half bad, but I don't like carrots. Wow. You see? Personally, I think carrots are the staple of curry, but I guess to each their own. However, seeing that Rika-chan read the nameplate over the chest overalls and began to speak.
That's no good, Kyoji. You have to eat your carrots.
What's she saying all of a sudden? Oh god. She's trying to win with her cuteness. Everybody turned to Rika-chan with a stunned look. But what Rika-chan just did was super effective. Carrot-hating judge began stuffing his face with curry while tears streamed down his face.
Kyoji, there's seconds if you want them.
Oh my god. While crying like that, he continued to shovel curry into his mouth. That's right. Rika-chan's curry was by no means simple. No, that curry had the taste of a mother's cooking. The carrots-hating judge out of the picture, Rika-chan's assessment was unanimous.
Oh ho ho, nobody can stand up to Rika-chan's curry.
Setsuko let off a shrill laugh as she declared victory, but at that moment... Oh? Don't be fooled, my esteemed judges. Don't be deceived into thinking that this meager slop is the taste only a mother can provide. What you people actually wanted to eat was this kind of curry, wasn't it? Oh! All of a sudden, in its perfect glory, Mion's curry. Not only the judges, but the teacher, the underclassmen, and of course myself could only gasp in admiration. Hamburger steak with demi-glazed sauce and a fresh salad. It's a set. I wouldn't be stretching it to say that this was a full-course meal. It's perfect. Perfectly made. Is that even curry at that point? Does that even count?
Amazing, amazing. Mi-chan, you're amazing. Mi-chan, you're amazing.
Setsuko was also shocked. Even Rika-chan couldn't hide her surprise. It seems that victor was decided without even needing a taste. Of course, the hamburger was hand-kneaded. The salad also had a home-style dressing, but of professional quality. The curry, not even a micron of grit. This is sublime. Truly a taste to savor, Sonozaki-san. This curry is no doubt a living testimony to 6,000 years of Indian knowledge and beautiful harmony with Japanese cuisine. Yeah, exactly. Should have just ordered curry from a store. Freaking Uber Eats it, you know? I'm elated. This deserves full marks. I'm giving it 100 points. Wow. Aw, you're welcome. I'm just trying to set an example as class representative. Mion bowed politely, and then winked at us with a smirk on her face.
I admit defeat. But there's no way this is happening. I'm certain I sabotaged that pot of rice.
That's right. Setsuko dumped salt into Mion's rice cooker, which should have ruined it. That moment it hit me. I spun back towards my own canister. That's why. Huh? Did they switch them? At some point, my cooking canister had been opened, its contents completely emptied. Damn you, Mion! Used my rice! That's no fair! Hand over half of your curry. Wow. Mion clicked her tongue and waved her finger at me as a smirk washed over her face. Whoa there, Kei-chan. You're not taking this seriously enough. You gave up at the last moment. I didn't. That's the difference between us. Wow. Yeah. As soon as you give up, it's all over. I couldn't even probably voice my shame.
Mi-chan, I feel sorry for Keiichi-kun. Just give him at least a little.
It's fine, it's fine. This is a lesson. Kei-chan has learned that you shouldn't give up on the contest until it's over, right? Loathes me to say it, but Mion is right. Give up so quickly on the match is my own folly. For Mion to have brought that to my attention, I should actually be thankful to her. Well then, did that mean even in this situation I shouldn't give up? My curry was overturned while it was still in the pot, and I don't even have any rice left. How in the blazes am I not supposed to lose hope in this situation? Maibara-san? Ah, Tomita and Okamura-kun suddenly appeared. Damn it. Even though my proteges had tried so hard, I wasn't able to meet their expectations. It was an accident. There was nothing you could do. Both of them were dejected. Ah, okay. Good. Yeah, couldn't accept the defeat so easily. I was their senior. What would I be if I didn't pick up the broken pieces of the dream I'd shown them? I just learned from Mion just now, didn't I? Don't throw away the contest. Until the last moment. Think, Eiichi Maibara. Think. You can't do anything. It's literally the end. They're judging it. Not about how to make more curry, but how to win the match. What? What's going on? I had an idea. Didn't think I could turn the tables, but it was better than nothing. Tomita-kun, come and wash your hands. Help me out. Okamura-kun, there's something I want you to find. Okay, gotcha. Both of them dispersed after receiving these instructions. They are just gonna go to the store and buy it, aren't they? Oh? How's Kei-chan gonna flounder about it at the end? Why don't you show me?
Nobody likes a stubborn fool, you know.
Shut up. Just sit there and watch the last card I have to play. First off, Mion, I'll be taking some of your rice. I won't let you say no. I don't really care. It's salty after all. Yeah.
It's okay, friend helps too, right? Keiichi-kun is in trouble right now.
Hearing you say that is very reassuring. Well then, Rena, go make some tea.
Oh, he doesn't trust me.
Next, Satoko. Also, Rika-chan. I challenge you to a side bet. Oh?
What did you say? We'll listen to your request.
This is my duty to my proteges who shed blood, sweat, and tears for my sake. Satoko, Rika-chan, if I receive a perfect score, I'll be taking your curry. Nothing for you to eat. Nothing for you to eat. You need to know when to stop joking around. I'll be giving a big no to that. Wait, what? If I receive a perfect score, I'll be taking your curry. Nothing for you to eat. What? So why would they help him then? Yeah, what? No, it's alright, Satoko. Take him up on it. Firmly patting the top of Satoko's head, Mion said those words with all the gravitas of a club president. You handicapped him this much, didn't you? There's no way you can make up for that. So meet him head on. No matter how hard he struggles, he's not gonna make a comeback, right?
That may be true, but I don't mind. Keiichi, go for it. Yay!
Wow. Well, the judges, seeming to grow tired of sampling the various curries, were debating each entry. From what little I overheard, it seemed that Mion's impending victory was not in question. By the way, what happened to Maibara-kun's curry? He'll take it and give it to the boys. Yeah, but what do the girls have to gain out of that? I guess Mion losing? I don't know. I still haven't tried it yet. Yeah, the pot with my curry in it fell over. Is that so? It's a real shame. I may have lost my curry, but that doesn't mean I've lost this contest. I'll have everybody singing my praises. My competitive posturing had drawn the attention of all the judges. First of all, just be quiet and eat these, please. I'll listen to your complaints after that. This is my cooking. Maibara-kun, that's... Onigiri, huh? Judges smiled royally at the fare that this was quite contrast to the preceding bravado. Rena poured tea into the cup she had brought over from the break room. This literally isn't even heckin' curry, though. They're freaking rice balls. What?
He's making a mockery of this. There, look.
It's not even any filling. It's nothing more than salted onigiri. This isn't even worth being called a contest anymore. Yeah.
It's true, but the amount of salt might be a little much, but...
Rena's expression told me she thought this was a great idea, but it may not be enough to win the match. I don't think it'll win either, but... Maibara-san, is this really enough to make a comeback? Gentlemen, you did well. It's alright. Just watch. Judges were chewing with their mouths full and sipping out their tea. Nobody was singing praises or awestruck. They were just quietly chowing down. Seems like Kei-chan has learned how to use some rather underhanded tricks. This might be difficult.
Yeah, that's right. Rin understands that now too.
Well, what do you mean? Why is everybody just quietly eating that much? You see, said the Go-chan, that's because the judges are actually tired of eating curry. I guess. It's a tactic to make them accept they think he can't win. Oh, okay. Okay, I see. Because they were judges, they had to sample each and every offering. And because they were from small children, because they were made to show their appreciation, they couldn't just eat a little bit of each. Oh. Sometimes a man values the amount more than the taste. At those times, rather than a rich, mind-blowing flavor, they crave simplicity. They couldn't say it out loud, but this was the tastiest thing they'd had today. Using psychology. Confirm that by looking at their eyes and judges smiled wearily, yeah. I praise your efforts, but today's contest was about curry. I'm not sure we can give a score to this. The teacher and principal had folded their arms as they pondered the situation. My underlings, seeing that? Small glimmer of hope fade away and grew dejected. This is a little surprise, not enough. Don't give up, Kei-chan, Mion whispered quietly. That's right. If I didn't push here. No. I'll have you give it a score. If you think that curry and onigiri are really that different, you're sorely mistaken. Huh? My Barkuno, what are you saying? How are they the same? They both use rice? That's one similarity? Principal stopped the teacher. Looked like he was giving me one final chance. Judges, having eaten their fill, quietly waited for my statement. Its homeland of India, curry is usually eaten with a type of bread called naan, isn't it? Therefore, you could say that this cuisine we call curry is something we have adopted and modified. Just as the teacher said at the beginning, it's a fusion of Indian and Japanese cuisine. I know what you're trying to say, Mayabara-kun, but what does that have to do with onigiri? It's actually very simple. Both curry and onigiri are things made to let you enjoy eating rice. Rice was introduced to Japan from ancient China. Oh my god. He's really gonna go off, isn't he? Oh my god. Our agricultural forebears watered the fields, raising the elements, disease, and pests to grow and fight and raise our rice-centric culture. Yes, the Japanese people have formulated a plethora of dishes, but those were nothing more than attempts to find ways to enjoy eating rice. In other words, curry and onigiri are both results of rice culture. Wow. It was scattered at first, but slowly grew into a steady roar. It was a thunderous applause that praised me. Dude. I mean, he's not really wrong, though, is he?
Enough with the nonsense already. I won't accept this. Teachers are only judging curry, you know. This is out of the question. It obviously deserves 0 points. Miss Keiichi-kun did his best.
Everybody clapped. Yeah. Literally.
Could you please acknowledge that?
Today's class is supposed to be about curry. What should we do? Mion, stifling her laughter, stepped forward. Is she gonna help? There's a story about when Michelin? 3-star chef from France came to Japan. The people from the hotel he was staying at had a whole bunch of ingredients from France imported. But the chef didn't even give them a second glance.
I wondered why that was. They were ingredients from his homeland.
The chef went to a local fish market and they made a dish, fresh fish caught from Japan. The culture of food isn't bound by predetermined rules. It's culture. If you come to Japan, you meld with Japanese culture and make something new. That's how curry and onigiri are the same. Mion! She's providing fire support! I had to be grateful. Joseph was somehow moved by this complicated yet baseless trivia. A stern look washed over the teacher's face as she refolded her arms. Mayabara-kun, your pot of curry was flipped over, wasn't it? Even though I said at the beginning to be careful. I'm sorry. But Mayabara-kun and Sonozaki-san said there are no boundaries in cuisine. If it's something that can amaze people, then it's not something that should be discriminated against just because of the form. Oh, heck! Then... For spilling your pot, minus 20 points. But just for today. For not giving up and doing your best, plus 20 points. Oh, heck! I'll give you 100 points. Mayabara-san! We did it! My underclassmen leapt at me. Perfect score! We did it! We did it! Curry was spilt and our rice was taken. but we made a comeback. In the end, Rika-chan's curry also received full marks, so everybody put Rena. Everybody but Rena had a perfect score. Yeah, dude. Keiichi, I don't know if he would be a Gryffindor. I don't know if he would. Would he? No. Since the contest was outside the scope of regular club activities, there wasn't any particular penalty game. Rena breathed a sigh of relief. Yeah, Rena, sigh of relief. Now then, as promised, Satsuko Rika-chan, I'll be taking your curry. Mine now.
But that means we won't have any lunch.
Satsuko stopped angrily at the ground in frustration, but the price of defeat was absolute. Is what I wanted to say, but I'll show you some mercy. You can eat half.
Thank you, Keiichi.
My two protégés peered over from the sidelines, tears of joy streaming from their faces. We exchanged glances that would only be understood amongst men. We did it, Maibara-san. It's all thanks to you. Flash each other a thumbs up. Now, I just have to give these to my pupils. Gone pretty hungry myself. I guess I'll have one of my onigiri. Wait, huh? There's no trace of my onigiri. The ones I had set aside for myself included. They appeared around searching for them. The principal clapped a hand on my shoulder. When I was listening to that speech you gave, the rice I was chewing on grew even more delicious. Wow. Okay, rude. Could it be that you also ate my share? Principal simply laughed without answering. Seriously? My eyes half brimming with tears, my stomach rumbling, I was called over by the teacher. Maibara-kun, because of the circumstances, I had to give you a perfect score, but you understand, right? Huh? Understand what? There's an odd glint in the teacher's eyes. If I had to describe it, it was curry-colored. Like a pot of stewing curry. Her eyes whirled around like a spiral. A chill washed over me. The teacher clutched me by the shoulders and drew me in closer until our noses were almost touching. Curry is this world's most respected and sacred of dishes. Oh god. I will absolutely not allow it to be put in the same category as onigiri. You hear me? Curry was created in ancient India, one of the 4 great river valley civilizations, and was raved about during the reign of King Ashoka and Kapilavastu for the birth of the Shaka, the International Food Expo. Michelin twirly, even the Eiffel Tower was pickled in swimming curly turmeric, whether you are asleep or awake. Curry. Oh my god. Yep. And then he died. The end. Hey, Keiichi-san. What are you stumbling about for? Cleaning up is part of the cooking too.
Keiichi-kun, your eyes are all curried. Why is that? Why?
Curry. Yikes, she got him, huh? It's okay. I'll be back to normal by tomorrow. Probably. Well, not long before hunger brought me back to my senses. Wow. Are we gonna get a tip about curry now? Is that what's next? Curry tip? Or no? Yes? Or no? No, okay. In the end, all the onigiri was eaten by the principal, so I had to make do without lunch. That sucks. Skipping lunch, I never knew the afternoon could be so long and painful. Feeling other than drowsiness made me space out.
Are you alright, Keiichi-kun? That's why he said he shouldn't eat Rena's curry.
As if you could eat this curry with enough salt in it to make my blood pressure rise just by looking at it. That's what I said as I initially refused. I can only regret it. The hunger, the stomach ache. Well, you did a good job making it through. Your absolutely hopeless situation, that is. Kei-chan, you're pretty strong when you're cornered, huh? I don't need any compliments right now. I need food. There's something for you to eat at home, right? We don't keep snacks lying around at home. Oh, I don't keep snacks lying around at home, and I'm out of cup noodles right now. That sucks. Since you're enduring that hunger for so much right now, I'll make sure tonight's dinner will be really tasty. I have absolutely no intention of laughing along. Wait, is Mio gonna make us dinner? No. Well then, I'll take my leave. I have my part-time job again today. It's really rough when you're not used to the work. That job at Angel Mort Family Restaurant, huh? That uniform was somewhat stimulating. Oh. Being a waitress was really hard work.
And Mi-chan is working as a waitress? Really? Really? What kind of place is it, huh?
No, I'm working at that toy store from the other day. Shion is the waitress. Ah, my bad. Completely forgot that's how it ended up being. I'm sorry. You guys look so similar, I mixed you up.
Keiji-kun, who's Shion?
Rena asked the obvious question. Mion's younger twin sister. She's got a different personality, but she's dead ringer for Mion. That's right. We look similar, but our personalities are completely different. I'm very kind and thoughtful, but Shion is cold, scary person. Are you sure about that? It's the other way around? I think that's when you guys were born. Shion got all the feminine aspects. Unlike Mion, she's a cute Shield 4 girl. Wow. Kei-chan! Rena interjected as her eyes darted back and forth from our exchange.
Is that true? Rena's never met her. Mi-chan, did you ever tell me you had a younger sister?
Shion's existence was already being exposed as a cover-up. I couldn't help Mion out there. I could only have her end of the charade. Oh yeah, I still haven't introduced her to you, Rena. My younger sister's name is Shion. I don't know, I didn't ask. I never met her when I went to Mi-chan's house. What? Yeah, that. You know, I'm the only one that lives with Granny. Shion lives at the family home in Okinomiya. We're not that close, so... Yeah, she doesn't come here too often. Okay. I see. Oh, hold on. Freaking pop-up. Okay. Rena's face indicated she wasn't sure if she was convinced. She was usually a bit of an airhead, but she was unusually sharp when it came to these kinds of things. Well, it's not a lie. Please believe me. As she said, yeah, I believe you, a smile suddenly blossomed on Rena's face.
Rena wants to meet her. I'll go and see her sometime. What store is she working at? What store?
Yeah, she's getting more tangled in her little web. I could tell that Mion was getting increasingly frantic. Wanted to help her out, but it was hard for an outsider to butt in on family issues. Sorry, I have to get to work. Later. Rena, Kei-chan, see you tomorrow. Oh, wow. Unilaterally ending the conversation, Mion headed home. No matter how you looked at it, she was running away. We'll just label this one as an emergency escape.
Mi-chan was kinda cute. I wonder why.
Rena giggled in amusement. Yeah, I'm like 100% sure that Shion actually exists. I don't know why Mion's being so sus about it though. I wonder when dinner is. Would lying down be the best way to conserve energy? Sprawled in the entryway without even taking off my shoes. As I was losing the last vestiges of my consciousness, the doorbell rang. It seemed I had a guest. You know, we're this far in and haven't even come across anything slightly spooky. Like, there's been, like, a little bit of foreshadowing, but... Come on in. It's open. I directed my listless voice at the door. Oh! Shion! Oh my god!
Good afternoon, huh?
Kei-chan, what are you doing? See, my guess was Mion, or rather, Shion. She seemed shocked when she saw me sprawled out in the entryway. Is that Shion? Wait, why? I thought that Shion's existence was an illusion that was limited to when Mion was at the restaurant. We aren't too far in yet. Yeah, true. That's why I never even considered that Shion would appear here.
I heard from my sister. Because of the club activities today, you weren't able to eat lunch, right?
Yeah, it was a lot of trouble. I had to go spill my pot and you stole my rice.
But I'm Shion.
She grew red and began to mope. Oh, there's a, in the anime where, like, at the end of the first ep. Oh, okay, gotcha. There's a couple, things like this, like twins being like, oh, yeah, I thought you were that person instead of that person. The one that comes to mind the most, I think, is, like, Orono High School Host Club. Yeah, Hikaru and Kaoru. But there's a lot of other instances of freaking twins being mixed up like this. She grew red and began to mope. That's right, she was the younger twin right now. Sorry. What's up? Did you bring something for me to eat?
Oh my. It's somehow disappointing that you hit the nail right on the head.
But here. With a disappointed smile. But here. Oh, okay. Shion held out the small bento box she had hidden behind her back. Huh? You really brought something to eat? Thanks.
There was still some of the ground beef left over from what my sister brought to school. I knew it was going to be right before dinner, but I wondered if you'd want it. Am I bothering you?
Not even a bit. I'm really happy. Can I really eat this? I was thinking a look inside the box. To say that she just put some leftovers inside would have been a lie. There's an elegant meal stuff inside. Is it really okay? There's not like a ton of hot sauce mixed in or anything, right?
Jeez, I'm not my sister. I wouldn't do any of that kind of thing. If you don't like it, you don't have to force yourself. I'll just go home and eat it myself.
Oh, wow. Saying that, she pouted cutely and made a motion as if to snatch the box back. There were some times it made me doubt that she was the same person as Mion, but this was undoubtedly one of those moments. I don't mind at all. I want to chow down on it with thanks from the bottom of my heart.
It's not something to be thankful about, that your nose has to run.
Shion, who I thought I might not take the bento, who looked down happily.
There's not much, but do you want to come in?
Oh, that's not much, but do you want to come in? I can probably make some tea or something.
Sorry, but some other time. I'm on my way to work.
Oh, that's right. She did say that before.
Just rinse the box out with water and give it back to my sister tomorrow, please.
Of course. It would be the proper thing to do after being allowed to eat something that looks this delicious.
Well then, I'll take my leave. One last thing.
Shion grew red again as she looked down once more.
During that contest with the curry, my sister took your ice without permission, right? My sister fools around too much, so sometimes she gets carried away. She wasn't doing it just to be mean.
Hey, it's not like I mind that too much. There are no grudges when it comes to club activities, after all. Yeah. In fact, I should be the one that's thankful for all of her thrills and entertainment. Could you tell that to Mion for me?
Yes, I think my sister will be very happy to hear that.
Well then, I have to go. Shion smirked brightly. I'm mixing up their names too. But bowing deeply, she left as she looked at her watch.
I'm happy, but
is this really okay? Looked at the bento box that she left behind. Faint warmth spread through the palm of my hand. Toward Mion, I could see hot sauce, mustard, maybe even a needle being mixed inside. But really, I don't think she would go so as far as putting a needle in there. That's funny, because that happened. I opened the box once again and hesitantly tasted a bit. Took a bite. And another. There's no funny business. There's no danger at all, for it was delicious. That's right. That was Shion, not Mion, so shouldn't have been anything to worry about. I rushed back to my room, eating as I gave my thanks. It was so delicious that my stomach could cry. Shion. No, Mion. When she heard I was so hungry I could die, she brought this over to me. It was so delicious to the last bite. By the way, nothing strange had been mixed in. I was a bit embarrassed of myself for being so skeptical. Nah, you have perfectly right to be skeptical, I think. Of those people, anyway. Heckin' villagers, always being spooky, you know? Always. But Mion said that she doesn't live with her sister, but Shion said that she got it when Mion left the house, meaning they do live together. Or that Mion is actually Shion. But ugh. Few new tips. We'll go through the tips. It was delicious. Wow. Hey, Mion. Here. Whoa, what is it, Kei-chan? I thought it's the best box she'd given to me yesterday at her face. It had food he gave me in it. Thanks. It was great. Mion's face quickly flushed bright red. Hey now, you were the only one pretending to be Shion when you gave it to me. You're gonna give it away if you get all red like that when you're being Mion. Oh, wow. At this rate, she might trip and fall right onto her own grave, so I decided to help her out. Listen, I was pretty hungry yesterday. Out of the blue, Shion came over to my house and gave me some food in a bento box. Things only get spooky when the festival starts. Oh. Okay. Thanks for giving me a pinpoint, so I have something to look forward to. That's this box. Make sure you wash it out. Right. Shion's really considerate, huh? I was so transparent. Was Mion really that terrible at lying? Her expression was different from usual, but it looked strangely cute. So, what did you think? Two are like peas in a pod. You're twins, right? Obviously you look the same. Not that, Well, Mion looked kind of bewildered, like she was waiting for a specific answer. When she said impression, maybe she didn't mean Mion, but the bento? Oh, of course, it was delicious. Really? I never lie about liking food. If I say something's good, then it's objectively good. You can feel free to give my recommendation to every single person you meet. Tell Shion it was seriously great, alright? Okay. Tell Shion, right? I will. Think she'll be happy. We're going along with Shion having given it to me, not Mion, aren't we? Yet her laugh came from deep down. It sounded really happy. Guess she really can laugh nicely enough just by looking at her. Makes me feel better too. Sarcastic remark made its way under my tongue, but I swallowed it back. As Mion went to put the bento box in her bag, she noticed a clattering noise. Hey Chan, is there something inside? Huh? There's something inside. Wow. Yeah, she opened it? The thing inside was a little embarrassing, so I wish she hadn't opened it here. Panicking, I hid it with my hands. Well, my mother told me to put them in it as thanks. I didn't come up with it or anything. Don't get the wrong idea. It's so pretty. Candy? There's a handful of candies neatly wrapped in paper inside the sparkly clean bento box. Oh. When I was cleaning the box out yesterday in the sink, my mom came over and interrogated me, and I fessed up as to who had given me the food. And she told me something like this called for a display of gratitude. I didn't want to, because it was embarrassing, so I argued that it wouldn't be like me to do that. Well, that's what happened. I mean, it was so embarrassed, like it felt like fire might shoot out of my face. Mion laughing the whole time, the whole thing off like she usually would be fine, but for some reason she was staring at the candy in the box with fascination. Thank you. Don't thank me, thank my mom, she put it in there. Besides, you're not the one I need to be thanking, right, Mion? It'll start for Shion, okay? Right, you're right. Okay, I'll be sure to tell Shion. I just know she'll be happy. Mion, looking a little downtrodden, put the lid back on the box. Oh, this tip is actually put into the anime. Oh, strange. This tip out of all of them? Seemed like I ended up saying something a little mean at the end.
Mi-chan, you look sort of cozy today. Did something happen? Did it? Perhaps she's caught a fever? The red in her face is probably due to increased body temperature. Hey Rika, why are you petting my head? Satoko, I'm sure you'll be able to catch fever soon enough.
Pet. God. Yeah, Rika and freaking Satoko had to just nudge their way into that tip, huh? And just one more. We'll go one more. How many chapters? Because they have chapters or whatever, right? Yeah. We'll do one more. Might have explained this before, but... Come on. Enter key. Work. Phys ed at our school is really just an exercise in disorder. And with some random warm-ups, the rest of the time is spent doing whatever. You're free to cause a ruckus or just fall asleep. Not really sure, but doesn't the Board of Education have some sort of curriculum for this? Something like, when you're this old, you should have this amount of physical ability? Yes, that is true.
I have no idea what you're saying, Keiichi-san. It's rather difficult to understand. Well, you see, it's something like a rule for teachers to follow during class.
Maybe a weakling city folk needs something like that. Wow. But do you really think us country-raised kids would lag behind in physical ability?
We're better athletes than you would think, Keiichi.
When you think of it, they might be right. If we all lined up for a race, there's a good chance I'd finish dead last if I didn't start off well. Let's just pray that when the brutal penalty game is at stake, the 100-meter dash isn't a club activity. On that note, I watched too much television, so I'm fantastically tired. I'll be using this time to catch up on my sleep. It's 4th period and I'm completely starved. If I don't get sleep now, when will I ever? As I begin to sprawl out on top of the pipe, Mion grabbed me by the collar. Do you really think I'd let you sleep in peace and quiet? The look on her face would require more courage to try and take a nap than not. Good grief. Which means it's going to start again. Now, just killing time with idle chit-chat until the bell rings is impossible for us hot-blooded youth, isn't it? Shall we start a club activity? No, let man sleep. Just like thought has come to this. What's today's game? Now if this is happening, taking a nap is impossible. Not just that, as with the sleep-deprived head of mine, is as good as mincemeat. I have to get my brain into gear.
Miranda thinks that we should just decide what today's penalty game should be before we start.
Miranda knows what's up. I prepared something super special today. Began to announce the cruel penalty game with a grand spinning flourish. But before she could do that...
I'm sorry, I have something that I wanted to do.
Of all people, it was Rika-chan announcing her non-participation. Yes! Because then we can opt out, right? Even rare events do eventually occur. Losing her timing, Mion spun like a top as she tumbled to the ground. What? Oh, what's the matter? Are you not feeling well?
Oh, that's right. Mi-chan, she has to practice for the Watanagashi. That's right. It's this Sunday. Rika-chan's in the middle of a super serious training right now.
Oh, swimsuits, nice. No, they're not swimsuits, they're PE uniforms.
I've been working super hard lately, so my arms hurt.
I see. Well, it's nothing that can be done. No point in doing anything if we can't get everybody together. Today, let's just take it easy.
I'm very sorry. I'll try my best. Yeah, good luck. We'll be cheering you on.
When Mion announced that today's club activities were cancelled, Rika-chan and Satoko headed off behind the school building. Only I was left alone, completely clueless as to what everybody was talking about. What was that about? Is Rika-chan training for a competition or something? We gotta go through this whole thing again, huh?
Rika-chan is a shrine maiden for the Watanagashi, so she has to perform a ritual dance. It's practice for that.
Why don't you explain things in order? First of all, what is the Watanagashi? Next, what do you mean by shrine maiden? Last, what do you mean by ritual dance? Oh god. Huh? Didn't you get the notice at your house, Kei-chan? Wasn't it written there? The Watanagashi festival is this Sunday? Huh? Come to think of it, I have a feeling Mom did say something about it during the dinner the other day. The Watanagashi is a festival that happens at the shrine on a Sunday every June. It's very lively. I see. But Watanagashi sounds like a pretty strange name for it. Is it something like the Lantern Festival, where they have a memorial for the dead by floating things down the river? Oh, I figured you might guess right, Kei-chan. Watanagashi, or Cotton Drift Festival, is, as the name implies, where we set cotton adrift down the river.
Cotton, you see, is from futons or jackets, so it'd be something like a futon memorial? They also pile futons up on the altar.
Heard of people leaving offerings of things like needles or kitchen knives to their ancestors or to casualties of war, but offering futons is a first. Needles? Or kitchen knives? What? What's the history behind that? Mion tilted her head pensively. I don't think there's a complicated backstory to it. The winters around here are pretty harsh, so things like warm futons and coats to ward off the cold are fairly important, I guess. I see. In other words, it's something like giving thanks to the futons that took care of you during the winter then. Then, the shrine maiden holds a memorial service for them and set them adrift? That's what Watanagashi is. Mion and Rena indicated I had the correct answer with a round of applause. Wow!
And you see, that shrine maiden performing the memorial is Rika-chan.
Oh, so Rika-chan is the shrine maiden. Now that you mention it, Rika-chan does have a mystical air about her.
Right? Rika-chan in the shrine maiden outfit. Oh. So cute.
Certainly does seem like it would suit her. Yeah, it might be cute. Finally get what you're saying. Rika-chan's training is for her performance as a shrine maiden then. That would be it. Shrine Maiden has to purify a number of futons as part of the ceremony. It's practice for that. It's a lot of hard work.
The Shrine Maiden has to carry a large ceremonial hoe as part of the rite.
God, stop.
It's really heavy for Rika-chan.
Well, Rika-chan is pretty small. Exactly how heavy is that hoe? Stop. Just stop. I'm too immature.
It's pretty heavy, enough that Rika-chan has been practicing with a mochi mallet.
Wait a minute. That's way too heavy. Forget about Rika-chan. That'd be rough for even me. The sacred ceremonial hoe. If she dropped it by accident, it'd be in big trouble. Well, it's a once-of-a-kind-of-year deal. All we can do is cheer from the sidelines.
It'll be okay. She pulled it off last year.
Really? Then the least I could do is cheer her on. Even something that little would help, right? I was rather curious about exactly how she practiced. Mion laughed as she shook her head. Leave her alone. If you go, Rika-chan will get all cute and won't be able to practice. Huh? I didn't quite understand what Mion was saying. You see, Rika-chan doesn't like showing people how hard she works, okay? Oh, okay. Only Satoko can see how hard she works. So just leave her be. Even the always cool and aloof Rika-chan has times when she sweats while giving it her all. Because she was always so well put together, she didn't want people to see an ungainly side of her. It's not like I could understand that feeling. All I can do is pray for her success then, huh? Do your best. Rika for today. I'm cheering for you. Well then, I climbed up onto the pipe and plopped myself down on the side. Hooray, hooray, Rika-chan! In order to transmit more of my psychic waves of encouragement, I'll be entering a meditative state now. Yep, sleep times. So you're just gonna sleep after all. Bruh, just let him sleep, God. Oh. Right. The what the freaking word is that? Lackadaisical. Lackadaisical? Yeah, sure. Noontime ended up giving away to mind-numbing afternoon classes. Rebounding from yesterday's hunger, I ate too much for lunch today, leaving me in a horrible condition. Might have gorged myself a bit too much. I'll have to endure afternoon classes.
Keiichi-kun, you had an amazing appetite today.
Basically, you always eat like a pig, but today was a whole different level. Yesterday I skipped lunch, right? That hunger just soaked right in. This time, no matter how much I ate, my hunger grew to no bounds. I get you. But really, Kei-chan, you always seem to finish your lunch down to the last bite. Heck, even down to the last grain of rice.
With food, you show your appreciation for the person who...
Oh, with food you show your appreciation for the person who made it by eating it, you know? If you leave any behind, it's rude to the person who put in all that effort. Yeah, I think that's the thing with Asian culture, isn't it? Or just Japanese? I don't know. Hearing that, Mion's eyes momentarily widened in surprise, followed by a cool laugh. Kei-chan, really? At first glance, you seem unruly and irresponsible, but you're actually pretty conscientious. Well disciplined or something like that.
Yeah, Randa thinks so too. Keiichi-kun is a lot kinder than he looks.
Well, then we're probably trying to compliment me, but I had a strange feeling it wasn't being complimented at all. That's not true. I just wanted to say that there's a big gap between your appearance and your personality. Wow. And I'm saying that's not a compliment. Hey, Sonozaki-san, my Barakun, we're in the middle of class. How far did you get, Sonozaki-san? Bring your notes up here. Startled, Mion vocalized a rather easy-to-understand utterance. She was so enthralled by the conversation, she had stopped working completely. Doing alright? You haven't progressed at all. You're in the highest grade, so you have to shape up. That Mion, it looks like she's getting lectured. Poor bastard.
Appearances can be deceiving, in other words. Actually, appearances might be the opposite of reality.
You say some interesting things. Responding to Rena's seemingly profound statement. Yeah, just out of the blue, Rena says some psychological, philosophical nonsense. I turned my gaze to where Satoko was happily studying together with Rika-chan. Are you saying that brat Satoko is actually really meek? If I went by what Rena literally said, then that wouldn't be the case. I could hardly imagine Satoko being meek and gentle like a girl in some fairy tale. Satoko's been rude lately, but just a while ago she was pretty different. Oh.
Satoko's been rude lately, but just a while ago she was pretty different. She acted really spoiled and always... Yep. Keep this a secret from Satsuko-chan, okay?
But Satsuko, acting so cute? Satsuko to play coy, I think... I think that would have to be some part of some calculated plot. Even if she was to hide behind someone, I wouldn't think it was because she was attached to them. But since that came up, I tried to imagine gentle and cockroachish Satsuko. Oh, jeez. Hey, Satsuko?
What is it, Oni-sama?
Oh, God, stop. Satsuko smiled cutely and walked over to me. By the way, for every 3 steps forward Satsuko took, for some reason I took 3 steps away.
Oni-sama, why are you running away?
Oh my god. Stop. Sorry, Satsuko. For you to approach me with an affectionate smile on your face, I just think it has to be some sort of trap.
That's so mean. Oni-sama, you meanie.
God, stop. So sorry. I didn't intend to be so mean. The weeping Satsuko came closer to me. I'm a sucker for tears. Click. Clank! Huh? A bear trap! My leg was being clamped on by jagged metal teeth.
Oh, you fell for it. Now for the next part.
Satsuko raised her right arm triumphantly, and traps began to trigger one after another. Jesus Christ. Suddenly the wall sprang forward and throwing me 3 blocks away, and there I saw a giant metal ball covered in spikes hurling toward me. On top of that, in the direction of the ball would knock me, was a giant guillotine. God.
I'm not really sure about Keiji-kun. You don't really think of anything completely ludicrous right now, are you?
Not really? Not at all? Sure.
That's a lie. You've got the kind of look on your face that says, I'm gonna be crushed by a giant spiked metal ball.
My expression convey what I was thinking like that? Sorry, imagining meek and gentle Satsuko is impossible right now. Try again when I'm in better shape. Next, I look over to Rika-chan, who was working diligently on some kanji drills. Contrast to Satsuko, her default state was a meek and gentle. If Rika-chan came at me saying, Oni-sama, I'd hug her. Tightly. I could get used to that.
Keiji-kun, you're drooling.
Ah, sorry. Then how about Rika-chan? Are you saying that her appearance is deceiving as well? Saying that out loud, I felt a tinge of doubt. Is Rika-chan really all that sweet? Despite her appearance, she was really quite sly. Sweetly, how do you put it, evading things deftly?
I get the feeling that Rika-chan isn't only just sweet, her appearance is definitely deceiving.
Couldn't put exactly what I was imagining into words, but Rena managed to say what I wanted to. Turned to me with an impish look in her eyes, like she was saying, ah, you shouldn't say something like that.
When Rika-chan grows up, I'm sure she'll become incredibly devilish beauty with men wrapped all around her little finger. Don't you think that would be cool?
Rena said that lightheartedly, but I, as a man, couldn't laugh at that.
Oh yes, we love to bring up our women to be extremely deceptive.
Uh-huh. Scary part about that was it felt like it could be true. Noticing my gaze, Rika-chan turned toward me and let loose with an angelic smile. Both Ren and I, feeling as if that was directed toward us personally, had our hearts skip a beat.
Oh, so cute! So cute!
Ren, your nose is bleeding. Appearances can be deceiving, huh? Is my appearance deceiving? Would you say that my personality is a bit different from what I show to be here? Would you say? I don't know. I can't be a good judge of my own personality, I don't think. Well then, what about our dear leader, Mion? I stared at her as she tried to weasel her way out of her by scolding by the teacher. I ran his theory that unrefined, calculating, conniving Mion also has a side of her that belied appearances. Right. What you're saying is that Mion, despite her appearance, is actually a good person? I don't really know how vampire trolls normally act. No, just look at my appearance and whatever comes to your mind, like, oh, you just you'll look at me and be like, oh, you don't look like a person that would have horns. You don't look like a person that would have a brown hair or something. You know, like stereotypes, right? Like, I think brown hair is like pretty basic, I guess. So like the stereotype is just, you know, not much quirkiness, I guess. I don't know. Well, what personality do I look like I have? I guess my model doesn't really, my form doesn't really show much personality yet, huh? Don't worry, I'm working on a new model, so maybe it'll show more personality next time. It's actually, that Mion, despite her appearance, is actually a good person.
Mi-chan is a good person.
Oh well, that is true, but what I'm trying to say is... Right.
Yep, I know what you're trying to say, Keiichi-kun.
Catching on, as I was struggling to express my feelings as words, Rena smiled even more brightly. You know what?
Mi-chan is mysterious, right? She's a girl, but it's like she's a guy.
Wow, really? That's right, Mion was more than aware that she was a girl, but it was exactly as Rena said. When Mion livened up the mood, but it wasn't as though she felt like a guy or a girl specifically, but as a friend of the same gender. If she was a guy, we'd probably be like two peas in a pod. Although, that's the same way it is right now.
But you see, even that Mi-chan is actually really feminine.
Rena? How much did Mion pay you? Exactly.
That's not true. Jeez, I'm trying to have a serious conversation, you know?
Rena began to pout. Now probably wasn't the right time to joke around.
Mi-chan is the club president, so she's trying hard to lead everybody. But she's really a very cute girl. I really don't want you to forget that, Keiichi-kun.
Rena's gaze focused off into the distance beyond where Mion was. Now, Mion I had met at Angel Mart was unimaginably different compared to the Mion I normally knew. Flustered and hesitant from the unfamiliar job, it was a far cry from the brash and confident Mion. Even though she had to hurry to work, she went through all the trouble to bring me food when I was on the brink of starvation. And she did so not as Mion, but as Shion. What exactly was Shion to Mion? What kind of person was Mion exactly?
Keiichi-kun probably couldn't even begin to imagine.
As if to say it was our little secret, Rena held up her finger to her lips as she giggled. Mion, finally free from her teacher's preaching, returned to her seat, cradling her head to hide her embarrassment. This old man, you see, thinks that grade school is enough for everything you need to study for in life. Saying that, she plopped down in her seat violently. Mion was actually feminine. Was actually really feminine. Right. Wonder if I can meet Shion again. I wanted to talk to her again. Yeah, you'll probably meet her soon, huh? Clang clang! Isabel waved around the bell that served as the school chime. Teacher rushed back to the blackboard and began to list everybody's homework assignments.
Whoa, it looks like there's gonna be a lot of homework today. Gotta buckle down.
Well then, that means even Rena?
Huh? What do you mean?
Appearances can be deceiving. Oh, heck! Get her! Oh my god. Would that apply to you too?
Huh? Keiichi-kun, how do you see me? How?
Rena Ryugu that I knew. Sometimes took things too far, but was generally a kind and gentle, ideal girl.
Really? Then that makes me happy, I guess.
If she was the opposite of what she seemed, that would make her...
If I were really the opposite?
Oh, don't look at me like that, Rena. Don't look at me like that. Try saying it. I won't be mad. That's what I felt she meant. Rena is...
Rena is?
Oh my god. Even if you were the opposite, you'd still be Rena, right? The question shouldn't have been so nerve-wracking to answer. Maybe it was because the person in question was staring at me, but... When saying that look, that took a mountain of effort. Strange amount of effort.
That's no fair, Keiichi-kun. Bothers me when you say it that way. Oh.
Perhaps unable to endure my silence, Rena's face began to burn red with embarrassment. Rena! Kei-chan! Let's go home! Mion walked over and started getting ready to go home. Whenever school's over, she really does get noticeably more energetic. It's the same relaxing walk home as always. Digging around my pocket on a whim, I noticed something that should have been there was missing. Huh? What's the matter, Kei-chan? The key to my house I always carry around is gone. First spookness? Huh? Man, where did I lose it? It's totally fine today. My parents are home, but still, this is bad.
It sure is troublesome. Did you forget it somewhere? Or did you drop it? Which one was it?
Did I take it with me this morning in the first place? Huh? Huh? Kei-chan, did that key have something that would make it stand out? Yeah, it's on a keychain. There's a blue fur seal, something I made for summer homework a long time ago. Oh. Huh? Does it have eyes shut, like it's taking a nap? Oh, how'd you know? Yeah, that's it. Mion looked away and began to whistle. See, you went for dinner at Angel Mart a couple days ago, right? That night, the staff found a key. And there's a fur seal keychain attached to it. Oh. Man, you lost it this long? As she said that, she suddenly grew flustered and added that Shion had told her about it. Huh? So I dropped it then?
Aren't you glad that they found it? I'm sure they were looking for after it for you.
That's right. Why don't you go? Shion looks like the same as me, so you'll know her by sight. That was a rather unexpected development. Once again, I had no choice but to go and meet with Shion. But I also had to thank her for the bento from yesterday. Besides, taking some time and chatting with this other side of Mion might be interesting. Half jokingly, I began to think about things like this. Right. Angel Mart, was it? I'll head over to Shion's restaurant, get my key back. While I'm at it, I'll have a nice spot of tea, maybe not be a bad idea. Sound like an English gentleman. That totally doesn't suit you, Kei-chan.
Is this the restaurant? The one that Mii-chan's little sister is working at?
Yeah, why don't we go together, Rena?
Sorry to disappoint you, but I have plans with my father today. Some other time.
Rena seemed pretty disappointed about having to miss such a great opportunity. We don't really know much about Rena's family, do we? Said they're twins, but do they really look that much alike? Oh, that's Rena.
You said they're twins, but do they really look that much alike? Enough to mistake which is which?
Yeah, they're totally the same, at least on the outside. Unlike Mion, she's well-mannered and really cute, though. Oh, in response to my teasing, Mion pouted and began to argue with me. Couldn't help but burst out laughing at Mion's little farce. After all, they weren't just identical, they were the same person. Or are they? For going home, I changed my clothes and dug my bike out of the garage. Just thinking I would be able to meet Shion again gave me a mysterious feeling. Shion, name for a different kind of Mion. She was a mysterious and ridiculous person, believing she had fooled everyone like that. Rena has her dad, that's about it. Oh. Alright. I noticed that I was pedaling along quite happily. Could it be that I was looking forward to meeting Shion? I felt a sense of giddy anticipation, like I was headed towards a new friend's house for the first time. What Rena said about Mion actually being really feminine sprang to mind once again. The guilt from spying on the other side of Mion. The self-conscious from being the only one that knew about that side. These mixed feelings. The feelings mixed together. That was Shion for you, Mion's little twin sister. Well, she felt like coming out and admitting she was Mion. It was fine to just call her Shion, right? Mion might be trying to have some fun by acting out a different persona. She's just role-playing. She's literally LARPing. I reached the top of the steep hill, horizon expanded before me. I was almost at the station. The last time I wasn't embarrassed since I was here with Dad, but this time I was alone, strangely self-conscious about it. Meet Shion, get my key back. That was all this task was supposed to be. If I doled it around like this, maybe Shion would find me before she headed in for work. Hey, what are you doing, Keiji Mibara? You're just here to get your key back, you know? It's not like you're some love-struck schoolboy here to hand over a love letter. Thoughts inside my head were slowly turning into a jumbled mess. I came to the realization that I was downright giddy. That's why, just for a bit, just a tiny little bit, I got a little carried away and did something really stupid. What'd you do? Did you get, like, flowers or something? Oh! No! Keiji! You bad boy. Kicked over a parked motorcycle that was blocking the sidewalk. It was in the way, sure, but there was absolutely no reason for me to kick it. Definitely think I got too carried away. Yeah. Oh god. I'm gonna get in trouble. So 3 bikes toppled over, one after another like dominoes. The loud noise that snapped me back to my senses. Oh shit. Yeah. Hell you think you're doing? The owners of those 3 bikes were right there. Look exactly like what you'd call thugs up to no good. Oh my god. They lifted their heads in an imposing manner and yelled angrily in a way I'd never heard before. The 3 of them beelined towards me. The worn-down heels of their thin-soled shoes slapping noisily against the pavement. I could only stare listlessly, as if I were watching some far-off event that didn't concern me at all. By the time I realized it, I had been grabbed by the collar and lifted up onto my shoes. Tiptoes. Don't be playing dumb. You knocked him over, didn't ya? Hoorah! The three thugs were completely ignoring the rules of grammar, but by the way they spoke enough was enough to make me tremble. Just like that, my composure drained away, my legs buckled, and my throat grew dry enough to crack. I'm sorry, I accident my ass. You kicked it, didn't you, dumbass? I was completely at fault, so there's nothing I could say in my defense. Beta Keiichi. I know, he literally kicked it for no reason. And he's not freaking strong enough to even take it. As a result, I was pulled up even higher. The hell, man? Paint's all scuffed. Yo, brat. Who put you up to this? Huh? This is your goddamn fault. God, that talking, what the heck? Three of them continued to yell at me. I had no idea what each of them were saying. Getting further enraged, I was only listening while dumbstruck. They had grabbed an empty plastic crate from a nearby store and began to smash it repeatedly against the telephone pole. Jesus! Cracks formed in the crate, plastic shards flying everywhere. They then slammed it full force into the shuttered storefront. Jesus! The shutter let out a frightening loud noise. Still not satisfied, they flipped over a case of empty cans, scattering its contents all over the place. This was not normal. This is something you saw often in television or in manga. But I never thought seeing it in person would be this terrifying. Being painfully aware that the safety of civilized society was only held up by such a frail concept as morals. Yep. My knees clattered together noisily. Static began to pepper my vision. It's what you'd call absolute terror. There's nothing I could do to stop this frightening spectacle of violence. I could only pray for help. Yeah, pray for help that they don't direct it at you. The fear I felt was just too much. Somebody help me. My gaze floundered about the surrounding area. Surrounded by these three hoodlums. No way there'd be a passerby brave enough to intervene. Maybe it's what you call reaping what you sow. If I were a passerby, there'd be no doubt that I'd ignore what was going on. This was somewhat of cosmic retribution. Fucking say something. I'll fucking stab ye. Jesus Christ. Angrily yelling loud enough to rattle my eardrums spewed forth right in front of my face. My warning consciousness was forcefully dragged back into the forefront. Thug had cocked back his free hand and twisted his body, when suddenly a metallic taste floated through the back of my throat. Is he actually gonna get hit? Aw, my poor boy. Chill ran down my spine like a jolt of electricity. Seeing what was going to happen next, I squeezed my eyes shut as tightly as possible and grit my teeth. Mion? Save? Oh, Mion? Maybe? Exactly. What are you gonna do? Stab me? Yeah, exactly. Making quite the racket, you stupid pieces of trash. Mion? Get out of my sight. Mion? That voice was a short distance away. Still holding me by the collar, the three thugs spun around to look behind them. Shion! Or Mion. I don't know. What did you say? Standing there was Mion. She stood there, displaying an imposing stature I've never seen before. She didn't have the same look on her face as she did when she was playing during the club. Those were the eyes that would instill fear in anyone who looked upon them in the eyes of a raptor. They were the epitome of terror. At the same time, they were almost reassuring things in the world. I'll only say this one more time. Let go of Kei-chan and get lost. Mion, without an ounce of fear, laid down her ultimatum. Of course, there was no way those three wouldn't go absolutely berserk. Oh, jeez. Freaking fly. The situation instantly turned explosively dangerous. You fucking... I'll fucking bash your head in. Stop it, Mion. These guys are like rabid dogs. No amount of bluffing will work. Mion, it's dangerous, so run. I knew what I was saying was pathetic. But I couldn't let Mion get involved in this. No matter how you looked at it, Mion was only bluffing. But did Mion ever know the meaning of the word bluff? However, the reason behind everything soon became apparent. They were slowly increasing in number, little by little. First, it was only businessmen on their way home, so I had to take a look. Then it was housewives in the middle of shopping taking a gander. Next, it seemed like the owner of some store showed up, and it was pretty clear he wasn't just looking. Jeez. Around me, and there were already about 7 people gathered. Felt different than people coming out to support a friend. If I had to say why, it was because the group was diverse in age and gender. The 3 thugs seeming to slowly realize there was something strange about the situation. Who the hell are these guys? These? Ha. These. I get it. Behind them, at some point, 4 more people of different clothing and ages gathered. A girl who looked to be in middle school. A man wearing a bakery apron. An old lady in a house-cleaning smock. See, you make if you make an enemy of the Sonozaki family, you're dead. Shut up, East. You know exactly what I mean. More and more people of various ages. Their gazes comparable to Mion's were of hostility, intimidation. Before I realized it, over 10 people had formed a ring around us. At that moment, 5 elementary schoolers ran and joined the circle. God. There were some familiar faces. Some of our classmates. And these people were residents of Hinamizawa? More and more people from Hinamizawa gathered around. Obvious contrast, the residents of Okinomiya were passing by as quickly as possible. Fuck are you guys? Go the fuck away. The group surrounding us suddenly swelled to around 20 people. No, I don't do that, man. No, I do the one that set up the joke, and then you the one that gets got. You know? That's how it's supposed to work, not the other way around. Completely encircled, the faces of the thugs began to show the first signs of panic. Nobody spoke a word, Mion included. It made everything completely unnatural, and depending on which side you were on, completely terrifying. One of the thugs' voices echoed out like they were screaming. Somebody took a step forward, closing the gap between them. As they did, everyone else took a step forward, shrinking the circle. Hoodlums went pale, they were pushed back to back, while still yelling angrily. They were trying to string together vulgarities, but for some reason it sounded like they were crying out for help. Jeez. Alright. What's going on here? What's going on? It was sudden. Solidly built officer cut his way through the crowd. Is it him? At some point, the two police cars had arrived. Some passerby had undoubtedly called for them. Several burly officers appeared from inside the second vehicle. Oh, officer, good timing. There you go. The extortionists caught red-handed. Please arrest them. The fuck? This brad's the one that's wrong here. Mion, returning to her usual self, was nonchalantly pointing out the hoodlums to the police. Of course the thugs were furious, but now that it had come to this, there was nothing they could do. It was their loss. Okay. Come over here for a sec. Come on already. The officers handcuffed the thugs and dragged them toward the police cars. Jeez, the fuck, let me go. We're the victims here. You listening, David? No matter how much of a ruckus they caused, the officers paid no heed. Blink of an eye, they were crammed inside the 2 vehicles. Still be heard yelling while inside the police cars, but what they were saying was no longer intelligible. Yeah, boy! My boy's back. Are you alright? Are you injured? It's probably a detective. The man leading the police peered at my face. No, not really. Well, that's a bit of a silver lining then. Well then, have a good year. The portly man, after taking a quick look around, addressed the crowd. Thank you, citizens, for your timely report. Thanks to your efforts, we were able to keep the peace today. It's a wonderful thing. Thank you for your hard work, Detective Oishi. As a citizen, I thank you for your daily efforts. It's an honor as for a detective from the First Division to come all the way out all this way. The way Shion talked didn't have a very pleasant tone. Yeah. Because, like, Oishi always talked about how sus the Sonozaki family was. And Mion and her family don't really like Oishi a lot. Because Oishi keeps trying to find out what's going on. Wow. So this is their first time, like, actually meeting in person. Well, in front of us, anyway. It was a coincidence. I happened to hear the call over the radio on my way back from the prefectural office. I just made a little detour. Please keep up the good work. I pray for success in your future endeavors. Aw, shucks. It's a good thing here there were no injuries, though. Oishi-san! Well done here. Oh, is that his little detective friends? Let's go. Well then, have a good year. I'm sorry Could you make the way? Could you make way? Detective named Oishi, after jovially making pleasantries, lumbered over to the waiting police car. Quickly set off, disappearing down the city street. It was over so quickly. So quickly, I was dumbstruck. I didn't even get to ask the officer what was going on. It was like they came over quickly to disperse the mob before any trouble could start. For making sure the police cars had left, Mio snapped her fingers sharply. Oh? Alright, that's a wrap. And don't come back. That was the signal. Tension melted away, and in an instant, everybody began smiling. Middle-aged man helped me up. You okay, young Mayabara? Next time, pick your fights a bit better. It's not like I wanted a fight. Are you hurt anywhere? If you hit your head, it would be a good idea to get an x-ray taken. An older lady I didn't know the name of was concerned about my injury. You're lucky this happened right in front of the station when it was busy, otherwise we wouldn't have been able to gather as many people. Next time, be more careful. City kids these days are pretty unruly. Ugh. I was even warned by an old lady in the smock. Oh. As Shion finished applauding the dispersing group for their efforts, she strode over to me. Well, you're pretty good, Kei-chan. But I also think you should be more careful about who you pick a fight with. Thanks, Mio. You saved my bacon back there. Like I said, I'm Shion. She made a troubled expression as she turned her gaze downward, blushing in embarrassment. I heard from my sister. That first steel keychain was yours, Kei-chan. Oh yeah, that's right. I was just heading to the restaurant. And you ended up feeling so excited that you got mixed up in something weird. Now it's time for my face to go red. I didn't want to admit that she was spot on. Well, I was just unlucky, but you guys really saved me, Shion. You don't have to thank me. So, if you see someone else get bullied, help them out, okay? We value that kind of thing highly around here. I was well versed in that sense of camaraderie. But the way I was rescued just now, something seemed a little off about that. While I was helped out, it was honestly to an almost disturbing degree. Yeah. You're going to the restaurant, right? You must be tired, so why don't you relax for a bit? My treat. Seems like she had caught a glimmer of suspicion in my eyes. Without waiting for an answer, she began walking. Yeah. She's sus that I'm sus, but I'm not actually sus, so she has no reason to be sus. Oh, whoa. After cooling off a bit inside the restaurant, little by little I realized I was still on edge. There's spots here and there on my body that were hurt, probably because I'd been so stiff with nervousness. Shion, who had changed into her uniform, brought over 2 glasses of iced coffee. Yeah. Here you go, iced coffee on the house. Just bring the coupon with you when you register, and it'll be no charge. My patheticness really knew no bounds. But since she went through the trouble, I might as well take her up on the offer. Even though she started out with such a lovely day, I had to get carried away and do that stupid thing. Completely ruined it. But really, you saved my hide back there. I've really come to see you as reliable. Even I was scared, but Kei-chan was in trouble, so I had to be brave and do my best. While a little embarrassed by what she just said, Shion made a show of folding her arms boldly. Shion, really, thank you. I was thanking Shion, but I really wanted to thank Mion. Mion, really, thank you. Now, cheer up. If you feel indebted, then why don't you have a chance you could help somebody in need? Like, for example, if I'm ever in trouble, please come and save me. Yeah, of course. It's a promise. Oh, God. You know this is coming back to bite him. Definitely. You absolutely have to. Taking advantage of my words, she seemed happy about my promise. So if I'm ever in trouble, Kei-chan will come and save me. I hope trouble comes soon. You finally smiled, she said as she smiled herself, poking me in the cheek. A downtrodden Kei-chan is as good as an imposter. Imposter sus! Among us. Yeah. Come on, smile. That tickles, stop. Thanks to Shion's meddling, I finally cheered up a little. All the muscles in my body that had stiffened because of the incident began to relax a little. When you're in a better mood, don't you get a little hungry? I'm kind of hungry, so I want to eat some pancakes or something. You want some too, Kei-chan? Wanted to show a little restraint, but restraint wasn't really my thing. That's why I replied without any. They're good, right? I'm pretty picky when it comes to pancakes.
Don't worry. Our pancakes have a really good reputation.
Shion ordered some pancakes from a nearby waitress. An employee ordering from another employee seems kind of weird. Hey, speaking of that, wasn't Shion in the middle of a shift? She's just been slacking off while talking to me.
Told my uncle that you saved me when I was surrounded by hoodlums, so he's rewarding you.
Wow. Wow, okay.
So I have the manager's permission.
It's exactly the opposite of what happened. Is that alright?
Perfectly fine.
By the time the pancakes arrived, we had entered into a relaxed conversation. God, should I make some pancakes later? Maybe. The two of us ate pancakes, we livened the mood with some chit-chat. About what was on TV, celebrities, that kind of thing. Hobbies, food, really nothing more than idle chit-chat. Talking together like this, I once became conscious of Shion being a girl. Ugh. Hey now, that's funny talk, Agent Marbara. Shion and Mion are the same person. If there's anything different between them, it was whether or not Mion admitted she was Mion. Given that, how come our conversation was this different? Kei-chan, you don't only think of my sister as a girl, do you? That's not true. If she were a guy, I'd punch the living daylights out of her. Oh. I think the reason you guys get along so well is because you have that kind of platonic relationship. It's pretty rare and an inviolable thing to have, don't you think? I don't get what you're saying, but it really would be a waste to treat her like a girl. Treat her like a girl. This type of behavior, I see, some guys actually do that to, like, tomboyish girls or whatever. They don't really consider them as a love interest, or they're not interested in them like that because of, like, how tomboyish they are. So they don't really treat them like a girl or view them as a girl or whatever, that quote unquotes. And I've actually had a guy say that to me before, and it was so weird. Like, he was kind of like an incel, and he was talking to me about how girls just don't understand, and how, like, girls don't get him, and how girls are difficult to talk to. And and I was like, but I'm a girl, and you're talking to me fine. And he was like, yeah, but you're different. And I was like, what? Oh god. Sometimes it's toxic thinking, I think. It's not sexism, it's just like, I don't know what it is, honestly, but it's a thing that happens, I guess. And Keiichi's a victim. Just wanted to say something about that. Hey, Kei-chan, that's sexist. After I went on that spiel, Shion just goes off. Yep. Hearing the word sexist was cause for an introspection. Was I prejudiced against Mion and Shion for? What was I prejudiced against Mion and Shion for? Mion was Mion. She was the best friend a guy could have. No reservations, a head and shoulders above me when it came to club activities. If I had met her 5 years earlier, my life would have probably been a lot more fun. This I had no doubt. Then what was Shion? She was his little sister. I hadn't even been 3 days since we met. Her relationship was much more distant, as the only thread that we had in common that I knew her sister. As for Shion, it was the same. I was somebody she had met 3 days ago, only because I was a friend of her sister's. Difference between Mion and Shion? Friendliness? Familiarity? Playing around with those unclear thoughts for a while, I'd stopped listening to Shion. Hypothetically, okay? Are you listening? Sorry. Yeah, I'm listening. This is just a hypothetical question, okay? Both me and my sister are in trouble, okay? We're dangling off the side of a cliff. Oh my god. Which one of us do you save? You can only save one. She wasn't saying it to tease me, but had a playful tone behind her voice. Oh god, this is totally gonna come off and bite us. This whole thing about choosing a sister. I guess that's what this whole arc is gonna be about. This whole chapter anyway. Because last chapter was about Keiichi and his freaking paranoia. So this chapter is probably about Mion and Shion, and like choosing one of them, I guess. She wasn't saying it to tease me, but had a playful tone behind her voice. That's not a nice question. I want to say you both, but I can't do that, right? Right? can only save either Shion or Mion. Who do you save? If it were Mion, I don't think she'd be in that situation in the first place, as if something she could easily get out of herself. But what about the normal frail Shion? I guess I'd have no choice. Hello, Brad. Hello there, Brad. It's not my sister, right? If Mion and she were different people, I suppose it would come to that. I couldn't confirm nor deny it. She should have been smiling, but her gaze was locked firmly to mine. In other words, that's it, isn't it? Focused on his relationship with them. Yeah. My sister is... Huh. Sorry, I messed up what I was trying to say. Shion was trying to talk in a lighthearted manner, but I felt like there was something more behind her words. Is Mion trying to tell me something through Shion? That Mion likes him, probably. Not being able to put my finger on it is exactly what was vexing. Shion, to hide her embarrassment, turned the conversation around. More importantly, just now, were you surprised? When everybody kept on showing up? Of course I was! If it were Ren or Satoko, that would have been one thing, but for all those people, young and old, together? They're all from Hinamizawa, right? Yeah, that's right. Everybody in Hinamizawa is pretty close-knit. An enemy of one is the enemy of all. Nobody's going to look on from the sidelines. They're a pretty reliable group of residents. If somebody's being picked on, then everybody unifies to get rid of a bully. It sounds kind of like a mafia or Yakuza's brand of unity. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Shouldn't say something like that. It's something you should be thankful for. Oh, God. I mean, if you're an ally, yeah, you'd be thankful, but... You were saved by that unity, weren't you? Never forget to show your appreciation. Half-heartedly agreed. I knew full well I would be appreciative. Everybody really is close-knit, aren't they? Maybe it's because of tradition? Hinamizawa has been in danger of becoming a ghost town on several occasions. It's been a history of the villagers uniting together each time to fight for the village's continuous existence. For example, Kei-chan, did you know about the Hinamizawa Dam project? This is the first time we're hearing about it in this route, in this chapter. Hinamizawa Dam project? Let's see, I feel like I've heard somebody talk about it before. About 10 years ago, there was a sudden proposal to build a dam here, which would have submerged Hinamizawa underwater. Oh, that story. I think I heard my dad talk about that. But I'm pretty sure that plan was cancelled, right? Ha ha ha. Yeah. We made them cancel it. Everybody banded together. So that was a well-earned victory. Sounded pretty much like the story I heard. Protests intensified to the point where it was featured in newspapers and magazines. As a result, the plan was suspended. And he has no idea about any of the murders. The whole story with the dam project started before I was born. At first, the proposal was only for exploratory purposes as a small dam to control erosion. Oh, here we go. But then the cat was let out of the bag. If it were completed, it would not have been the biggest dam in Japan. Not just Hinamizawa, but several villages upstream would have been submerged as well. Wow. Protests immediately began. Petitions to cancel or relocate the project were drafted and submitted to the Diet. They even went so far as to go to the Ministry of Construction in Tokyo to hand over direct appeal to the minister. The previous landowners sued the government, stating that there were inconsistencies in the purchase agreement and the transaction should be nullified. Owners of yet unacquired land split their properties, increasing the number of landowners in order to stifle the project. It was all very precious when the land acquisition was still about money. Eventually, they started relying on eminent domain in order to seize the land. It started at that point. The riot police began to get violent. Riot police? You mean the police? Why would they act violent? They punched, they kicked. There was a time I was hit. Right around here, I think. My skin split open, a whole lot of blood spilled out. Saying that, she indicated her temple by poking at it. What happened to the police? Filing a complaint against the riot police for police brutality seems kind of strange for some reason. Naturally, they wouldn't wouldn't pay heed to something like that. Wouldn't be able to establish proof on who exactly hit you, and they would just always in the worst situations, huh, Dirk? Things are finally starting to get sus, and you decide to throw in a Gurinya, huh? You wouldn't be able to establish proof, right? Yeah. And they could justify their actions by saying you were interfering with police duties. My nana went off like a firework. After that, it was just amazing. Like full-scale war. We weren't just going to sit by and idly file complaints. We went on the offensive. First, in order to call attention to the government, they filed a temporary injunction in court. Then, in order to gain public support, they called in prominent scientists to state that Hinamizawa was a valuable nature preserve. Pressured the prefectural municipal assemblies, saying that was prefectural governor ignored these constituents. When they approved the project, demanded his registration, they completely and thoroughly denounced him. It's a jump scare. Oh my god, Neko arc jump scare? Dude, that's my favorite. My favorite type. Oh my god. Naturally, in Hinamizawa, a ferocious conflict worthy of being called the Damn War. The damn war began. In order to suppress the police brutality, they coordinate with the network channels and expose the violence of the Right Squad members to the public. On top of that, they put together a special expose themed around the government repressing the citizens that aired nationally. It worked wonders. Following that, the SWAT teams had their hands cuffed. Wow. Day after day, the petitions and demonstrators continued. Propaganda was used to help garner support. The circle of supporters gradually expanded outwards from Hinamizawa. Either that bore fruit or the government finally decided against it. It was announced that the dam project was indefinitely suspended just a few years ago. Now that is the oldest meme. It was my favorite meme though, for a long time. We did everything we could. The entire village banded together and fought. At the time, we were desperate, but now that it's over, it's actually become a pretty good memory. Villagers' feelings of solidarity and unity still haven't faded. Shion said that as she focused off into the distance. Felt that those eyes weren't filled with anguish, but rather a sense of pride. The kind of solidarity is pretty nice. You don't see it too often. Bridging the generation gap and unifying the region.
I think so too. The dam project was a trial. I think that just the fact that we were able to overcome it is huge.
Fear I was feeling until just now gradually began to fade. People began to show up one after another while I was engaged with those thugs. I thought it was frightening. But now I felt from the bottom of my heart that I'd been rude. Villagers prepared to defend their homeland to the death. A sense of solidarity that fostered. Might be impudent to say this, but I was a little jealous. This is how you get garnered into a cult. This is how it starts. We're just looking out for our own, you know? Oh my god. It really is. If I had been in Hinamizawa when the protest against the dam was going on, I might have been able to share in that sense of solidarity.
Kei-chan, you weren't here at the time, so I don't think you can fully feel the solidarity in the village, but everybody shares it, thoroughly. Even with somebody who just moved here like you, Kei-chan. She shouldn't have been more right. So many people get together to help out when I just moved here, even though they were strangers whose names I didn't even know. A hot feeling began to well up inside me. When I lived in the city, I didn't even know my own neighbors. Thought that was natural, but here that was a complete absurd and pathetic thing. That's why you live in the city, so you can keep to your lonesome, you know? Sometimes you just don't want to be with people, and that's fine. Sometimes your neighbors don't need to know every step you take of your life, you know? Sometimes that's fine. Even though I thought of them as strangers, all the other villagers view me as a comrade. Happiness and warmth. I was acutely aware of those feelings as they gradually welled up inside of me. Sonozaki-san, the manager wants you to work on the floor. The more senior waitress waved her hand and called out to Shion. Seemed like it was time for work. Okay, I'm coming. Sorry. Looks like I have to get to work now.
It's fine. Thanks for hanging out with me. It was fun.
Oh, are you going home?
Yeah, my mom gets fussy if I'm not home by dinner time. Seemed that Shion wanted to say something, but she swallowed her words, like we hadn't talked enough, that kind of feeling. Looking at the expression, I regretted saying something that had disappointed Mion like that. I was about to say I could stay for a bit longer when Shion got up from her seat.
Here, if you could use the coupon, it should cover the pancakes as well.
Saying that, she showed me a coupon booklet. She tore a few sheets and handed them to me.
Convenient, isn't it? It's a perk I get on top of my salary.
It's okay. I can pay for the pancakes myself. Dude, just take the coupon. Oh my god.
Hey, being so reserved doesn't fit you, Kei-chan. Or my sister would have gladly let me pay for it.
She said as she laughed, gently stopping me from opening my wallet. Being told so with such an encouraging smile really resounded with me. Sonozaki-san, sorry, but could you take care of the register?
Ah, yes, right away.
Later, today was fun. Saying that, Shion smiled once more at me. Oh, Mion, thanks a lot for today. I owe you one.
If you really think that, then return the favor. I'm looking forward to it.
For a second, I realized I mistakenly called her Mion. And she didn't even correct it. I didn't know if she realized it or not. Okay. Okay. I think Shion exists, but that's actually Mion. I think. Lazing around and watching television after dinner was part of my daily routine. Might seem like a waste at first glance, but you could say it was an important time I was able to accrue knowledge of everything from politics to economics to various trivia. After dinner was a valuable time well spent while the brain was at its most supplied with nutrients. You idiots, it's obvious the Tokyo Tower is taller. I tested my knowledge of trivia by watching my weekly quiz show. Sitting in front of the television, I was able to get a lot of the answers right. But if I were actually up on stage, I would probably fail miserably. Keiichi, phone call from Sonozaki-san. Okay, Sonozaki? That's Mion. A little late for her to be calling. I had a bad feeling about this. I had a hunch it was something to do with club activities. She's probably going to inform me about what we were doing tomorrow. This was Mion we were talking about. May even go so far to say we're doing club activities right now, so hurry up and come over. By the way, he was 8 p.m. Jeez. Hello? No way we're having club battle right now. Huh? That's not it? I mean, it was Mion, but it was a very un-Mion-like way of talking. Huh? Could it be... yeah, Shion.
So sorry, could it be that you...
Oh, so sorry, could it be you're not Mion, but Shion?
That's right. Good evening. I'm sorry for calling so late.
For Mion, this would have been an ill-fittingly polite way of talking, but since she was Shion, it was natural. Even though they were both the same person. The dry smile, I enjoyed that mysterious feeling. No, it's fine. What's up?
Kei-chan, do you like sweets? Like cake or desserts?
There's no way I hated them. I'm an unabashed glutton. That's great. Actually, there's a new... Oh, that's great!
Actually, there's a new dessert contest this summer.
Looks like they have a new dessert menu every season. So they were hiring taste testers for potential desserts.
The desserts at Angelmore have a good reputation. It's pretty difficult to get accepted as a taste tester. I'll get right to the point. Ta-da!
I say ta-da, but I can't see over the phone. Still, could it be...
That's right. I have a taste tester ticket right here. If you don't mind sweets, then how about it?
You say how about it, you basically mean? That ticket I can eat all the new desserts I want? They try to be aware of honey pots, but this is sweeter than any pot of honey. All you can eat free dessert? No way.
If you're okay with that, I'll register you as a taste tester. When you come to the restaurant tomorrow, I'll just give the person in charge your name. And everything will work out.
When you say everything will work out, do you mean all you can eat? For free?
Yeah, it's free. It's quite a bit, so I recommend you come hungry.
It was such a delectable opportunity, it was almost scary. This was really Shion, right? It wasn't me imposing as Shion in order to bait me into a trap, was it? What am I saying? They're the same person.
Yeah. I know exactly what you're thinking, Kei-chan. Thinking this is too good to be true, right?
I would never.
I heard from my sister, but you're really someone who can't tell a lie. I'm not averse to someone like that.
Yeah, dude, that sucks, Keiichi. Shion laughed with a voice that sounded a lot like how Mion would laugh. It's not like I was intending on it, but it's just so that my...
Oh, it's not like I was intending on it, but it's just so that my shift ends early tomorrow. It's not a bother, I thought we could spend a little time together after I'm done.
Your shift ends early tomorrow?
Yeah, so while you take your time eating dessert, I'll finish up.
Well, I didn't have any plans anyway. I don't mind hanging out with you for a bit.
It's not like we have anywhere to go. I was thinking we could cool off in the evening while we take a walk.
There's no reason for me to refuse. On the contrary, I might as well take her up on the offer.
By the way, Kei-chan, you and I have been meeting up every day, haven't we?
Once you say it, I guess we have.
Since you said okay, it would be excused to have a meet again tomorrow.
What was Mion saying?
Kei-chan, your voice just cracked. What's the matter?
It wasn't a video phone, but she could tell I was beet red. Well then, you should definitely come
tomorrow. I'll take my leave. Good night.
Good night. Shion finished what she had called to say, ended the conversation without any chit-chat. When I returned to the living room after hanging up the phone, the TV was already off, my mom was sleeping in a rocking chair. Not feeling like turning the TV back on, I went upstairs and returned to my room. only been receiving favors from Shion, haven't I? She brought me a bento, saved me when I got involved with those thugs. She was supposed to be a different person, so I could thank Mion at school. If I could think of it, she'd probably just say she'll pass it on to her sister. I have to thank Shion directly. Tomorrow I'll have to repay her somehow. I don't know. I don't know about this. Shion, like, the more kind people are, the more sus they are. Details of the Delinquent 3. Yeah, but I was gonna say the more kind they are, the more sus they are, usually. So, we're gonna save there, and read the tip next time. Because I don't feel like reading the tip right now. But, on that note, hold on, let me go back to the freaking... You're pretty sus then. Aw, thanks! Where's my... So yeah, with the cicadas, I'll tell you guys, good night, good day, good stream? Yeah. I'll see you guys sometime in the near future. Don't know when, but it will be sometime. Hold on, let me fix a little thing. Huh? Good stream, 10 out of 10. Thank you! Thank you. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, guys. We'll continue next time. Yeah. Bye-bye.